When people talk about marriage in Skyrim, most of the focus lands on the women, but the male candidates are just as interesting, and often just as grounded. They aren't famous heroes or destined dragon slayers, they're dock workers, craftsmen, warriors, mages, living lives shaped by Skyrim's harsh realities. Their stories are smaller, quieter, but no less meaningful. These are Skyrim's top 10 husbands, and before I begin, I just want to let you know that everything I say is an absolute, irrefutable fact. Number 10. Revan Sadri. Revan Sadri runs Sadri's Used Wares in Windhelm, selling second-hand goods to whoever comes into the shop. Being a Dunmer in a city that openly resents outsiders isn't easy, and Revan's dialogue reflects that reality. He's polite, careful, and measured in conversation. He avoids conflict to keep his focus on running the store, and when you talk to him, you get the sense that he's always balancing caution with the need to survive in a city that's always suspicious of him. Revan earns his place on this list for quiet resilience. He doesn't have to prove his worth through combat or magic, he survives with patience, tact, and reliability, which in a city like Windhelm is no small feat. Marrying him means joining someone who's grounded, cautious, and thoughtful, the kind of partner who'll be steady through the province's chaos. Number 9. Benor. Benor lives in Morthal, and he's impossible to ignore. Loud, brash, confident, he claims to be the strongest man in town, but unlike many braggarts, he's willing to prove it. And if the Dragonborn beats him in a fistfight, he admits it gracefully. That combination of confidence and humility makes him stand out. His dialogue shows a man aware of his abilities but also respectful of the rules and outcomes. He isn't arrogant for the sake of ego, he backs up his words. Benor earns his spot on the list because he represents strength with self-awareness. He's a man comfortable in his own skin but still willing to listen, learn, and respect others. That balance makes him memorable and a solid choice for marriage. Number 8. Onmund. Onmund is a Nord mage at the College of Winterhold, and he's a little different from most of the other Nords you meet. Magic is rare among his people, and that sometimes makes him feel like an outsider. His dialogue reflects that insecurity. He's curious and eager to improve, but cautious with power he doesn't fully understand. He's also polite and friendly, showing that he's aware of how others perceive him. Onmund's charm lies in his thoughtfulness and humility. He's ambitious without being arrogant. Onmund represents careful self-improvement. He isn't rushing into dangerous situations blindly, he's deliberate, which makes him someone that people can respect and connect with. Marrying Onmund is supporting someone dedicated to growing into the best version of themselves. Number 7. Calder. Calder is Ulfric Stormcloak's housecarl in Windhelm. Unlike most marriage candidates, he doesn't speak much or display personality outside of his duty. But that silence is part of what makes him compelling. He embodies discipline, loyalty, and steadfast service. Calder's dialogue shows a man completely focused on his role. No ambition, no distractions, just a clear sense of purpose. He's dependable in ways that some of Skyrim's flashier characters aren't. Reliability can be rare in Skyrim, and when danger strikes, Calder is always there. Marrying him means gaining someone who will stand by you through thick and thin, no questions asked. Number 6. Ghorbash the Iron Hand. Ghorbash is an orc warrior living in the stronghold of Dushnik Jarl. Orc society has strict rules, and life in the stronghold is focused on loyalty, honor, and tradition. But Ghorbash isn't content to accept that life without question. His dialogue shows that he wants more than the stronghold can offer. He talks about exploring Skyrim beyond the walls and discovering what else life could hold. If the Dragonborn helps him, he leaves willingly, choosing personal freedom over societal expectation. Ghorbash earns his spot on the list because he represents a courageous self-determination. He doesn't reject tradition lightly, but he knows when it's time to forge his own path. Players are drawn to him because he balances strength, honor, and independence in the way few characters do. Number 5. Marcurio. Marcurio is an Imperial battle mage who can be hired at the Bee and Barb in Riften. He's confident, competent, and always aware of his abilities. His dialogue shows someone who takes pride in his skill, whether in combat or magic. He expects compensation because he knows his value. Unlike characters who let power go to their head, Marcurio remains professional, mixing confidence with competence. Marcurio represents skill and self-assurance. He's the kind of partner who knows what he brings to the table and can back it up, and his mix of capability and reliability is easy to appreciate. Number 4. Balimund. Balimund is the blacksmith of Riften, and his life revolves around his forge and his adopted son. He works hard, talks honestly about his craft, and avoids politics or drama. Balimund is practical, dependable, and grounded. His dialogue reflects a man who knows his role in the community and takes pride in it. He's not flashy, he doesn't seek glory, but his reliability is constant. He earns his spot on the list because in Skyrim's unpredictable world, dependability is rare. Marrying Balimund is like partnering with somebody steady, capable, and thoughtful, a true rock in the midst of chaos. Number 3. Vilkas. Vilkas is a senior companion in Whiterun and one of Skyrim's most skilled warriors. He's disciplined, serious, and deeply aware of the responsibilities that come with power. What makes Vilkas stand out is his struggle with lycanthropy. He doesn't glorify it or hide it, he acknowledges the burden it carries, and his dialogue reflects introspection about what it means to be a warrior and a werewolf. Vilkas earns his place on this list for his emotional depth and honesty. He's strong, capable, and self-aware, making him one of the most compelling and relatable male characters in the game. Number 2. Farkas. Farkas is Vilkas' brother and fellow companion. Where Vilkas is introspective, Farkas is straightforward and dependable. He's loyal, consistent, and values action over talk. His dialogue reflects honesty and trustworthiness. If he says he'll stand by you, he will. He's less conflicted than his brother, but his steady presence makes him feel equally as strong. Farkas earns his place at number 2 because trust is second nature to him. In Skyrim, where alliances can be fragile, his loyalty is a rare and comforting commodity. Number 1, the very best husband in the entire game, Scout's Many Marshes. Scout's Many Marshes is an Argonian dockworker living in Windhelm. He faces daily discrimination in a city that isn't welcoming to his people, yet his dialogue is filled with patience, perspective, and quiet hope. He speaks about coexistence, fairness, and the possibility of a better future. Even when Skyrim seems harsh and unforgiving, Scout's Many Marshes maintains optimism without being naive. He takes the top spot in this list because he represents strength through hope. In a world full of anger and hardship, he chooses understanding and empathy. Marrying him is about sharing life with someone who's steady, principled, and genuinely kind, and that's hard to find in Skyrim. Thank you for watching. Feel free to tell me how incorrect I am in the comments, and watch this video's companion video, the top 10 wives of Skyrim.